Why do we find Will Smith's music to be corny?
You a damn lie, you ain't always sober. Imagine someone telling me that it don't get cold in Minnesota. Donkey Kong with the way I hold it, can't now plumber come and snatch it from me. This ain't no Nintendo, bitch, cause I wipe you out like your nose is running. Right, solid, girl, you think it's Poppy. Certified twerker, so shout out to Megan and shame on Miley Cyrus. Niggas always talk.
I've been poised with this question since I was like real young, and I really just don't know the answer to it, to be honest. I got this video idea from my homeboy Travis, so shout out to Travis. Yeah, why in the 90s did we consider Will Smith's music to be corny? In the 90s, Will Smith was on fire. Like, he was the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, you know what I'm saying? Him and Jazzy Jeff was running around Philly, you know what I'm saying? Like, really making a mark on the hip-hop world. And then, yeah, became like pop culture icons, especially as a representation of the 90s. Their attire was super fly. The dancing was always super on point. The TV show in itself, the whole culture and the identity of it was like very solid. And a lot of it was just thanks to Will Smith and his swagger. So why is it that we consider his music to be corny? I always knew it as a fact within the hip hop world, people consider his music to be quote unquote corny, but I also didn't really pay it that much mind. You know, it's something that I'd hear in passing, but I didn't really put too much thought behind it. It was just kind of the thing people said.
Let's not forget, the 90s also gave us Vanilla Ice, MC Hammer, and we can't forget about the Fresh Prince.
Everything in the 90s wasn't great, but man, you gotta admit, Summertime was a classic.
Now, of course, this always came out of the mouth of people who are always fans of like NWA, maybe even Public Enemy, maybe Wu-Tang Clan. They might even been fans of MC Hammer, you know, but like the overwhelming majority wasn't really a fan of Will Smith. But that's not to say anything about his success, because he was a gold platinum selling artist at that time. He was the first hip hop artist to win a Grammy, if I'm not mistaken. But he was doing movies, shows, like Will Smith was everywhere. Will Smith was really one of them ones in the 90s. It's easy to point out in the identity of his music, the main reason for him being considered, you know what I'm saying, not as cool as the other people is because he didn't use swear words in his music, you know? He didn't cuss, he felt like he didn't need to, and he rapped about it. And it probably came off as, you know, one of those things. People from the ghetto don't usually want to hear a squeaky clean image or see a squeaky clean image. They really want some raunchy, like, you know, maybe even ghetto, you know what I'm saying? Like hood music, something that relates to their real deal surroundings. That's why I think people like NWA really caught on in the 90s. You know, Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg. Yeah, let's make the comparisons between Will Smith and Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg was literally a gangster personified in his music, you know, and Will Smith just wasn't. Will Smith was the good guy, the squeaky clean guy, the guy that wouldn't swear. Snoop Dogg in his music, you know, Eazy-E, the whole identity of gangster rap and what it, you know, evolved into, we start to understand that there's a problem with that, or just kind of keeping, you know, the aspect of what is cool and what isn't cool. And cool is always gangster, always dangerous, always hood. Then, you know, people have to outdo the next. They have to outdo the next generation. That's why trap music came along, right? That's why drill music came along. And that's why we got YNs now, you know? Like, everybody's trying to outdo the last generation as far as this gangster shit. So you start to understand, Snoop Dogg in the 90s was really one of them ones, but he also was a survivor because that lifestyle isn't sustainable. With that being said, Will Smith was somebody who took a whole nother route. He took the Jordan Lucas route, you know what I'm saying? He took the Logic route. He took the, I don't know, just the safe route, the D1 route, if you will, you know? He didn't cuss in his raps, but I don't think that alone managed to put him in the corny corner. You know what I'm saying? Like Vanilla Ice might have been corny. You know what I'm saying? Will Smith is not that corny to me. When you think about his songs like Summertime.
Man, you gotta admit, Summertime was a classic.
Miami is a crazy song. Wild Wild West is an amazing song by Will Smith. Like, he actually does have bangers. And then even when you think about the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air intro, I know people who literally would download that and put it on their Spotify playlist for replay. You know what I'm saying? Because there is a longer song to that. That's an actual song.
But wait, I hear the prissy bourgeois and all that. Is this the type of place that they just send this cool cat? I don't think so. I see when I get there. I hope they're prepared for the Prince of Bel-Air.
Parents just don't understand. Yeah, man, like he has good, just the two of us. Will Smith has good music. Shout out to the fact that he had just dropped the album. I didn't listen to it, but people are saying that it's better than Lil Wayne's album, which, by the way, crazy. It's a crazy thing to hear. Of course, there's other people that's like, that's not really saying much. Both of the albums could have had more, whatever. I'm not going to touch on the Lil Wayne stuff too much, but as far as like Will Smith, the fact that he even dropped the album in 2025, that's hard. That's hard. So shout out to Will Smith. Shout out to the fact that, you know what I'm saying, he's still doing music. He's still doing rap. You know what I'm saying? It's inspiring. Shit, yeah, man. With that being said, go listen to some Will Smith. It's not really all that bad. Go watch The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It's still a great show. It holds up. Even though I'm wearing my Living Single shirt. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. Damn, is this better than The Fresh Prince? It might be better than The Fresh Prince. But shout out to The Fresh Prince as well. You know what I'm saying? And then shit, yeah, man, happy Juneteenth. You know, I had to drop a little something on Juneteenth. I just bought this hat from Black on the Block. It's supposed to be Black Jesus, you feel me? Ooh. But yeah, all of the marriage stuff aside, right? Because people can look outward into, you know, Will Smith and Jada's marriage and be like, yo, he a sucker, he a, you know, this, he that, he a pushover, I still feel like there's enough reason to look up to somebody like a Will Smith. What he's accomplished in his career, like career-wise, you know what I'm saying? He done a lot. He's done a lot for the culture of the 90s and the 2000s, you know? Like, he successfully broke out of the rap world into the movie world in a real way. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's up there with Denzel Washington's and, you know, Samuel L. Jackson's in a real way. In a real way. Like, that boy know how to act. And he actually knows how to rap too. Like, you know, like if you peep some of his like rap stuff, he does know how to spit.
For me, cause it ain't a joke to me. I pull up with gang, they gon' turn around and make a toast to me. Straight out of Philly, I can't.
So yeah. Shout out to Will Smith, man. I just wanted to go ahead and make this video for him. Anyways, man, it's your solo Dolo fellow Anthony Dolo. Peace out.
This is like important ghetto music type shit.
Weirdo, where the bank at?
Wow.
Weirdo.
Man, at the backyard boogie, she closed off with a hard shell. Girl, let me read your fortune cookies.